Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined today with both Slothy and Brian. Slothy, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing good. It was a long week for sure with everything, so definitely happy to be able to rest a little bit, which has been just lovely. And how about yourself, Brian? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'd have to agree. This week was, even though it was a short week for me, it just seemed long as I caught up on sleep every night.
Yeah, fair. It was a great time at the Command Fest. You guys talked a little bit about it on the last episode. We're still talking more Lord of the Rings stuff today, and we wanted to get into one of the ones that I think is the coolest of the new Commander options because of how many different ways you can build it. I like different. It's kind of like Kenrith. I really like Kenrith because of how weird you can build Kenrith in so many ways. I've got like 6 Kenrith decks, right? So,
That's too many.
No, it's never too many Kenrith decks. Let me get that phone off. Very professional over here, guys. Professional kind of setup. So we're going into this week just Aragorn. We all built different Aragorn decks to see what kind of ways we went, and I think we'll just talk a little bit about the list. I think it's really funny that Slothy and I went a similar way.
I feel like I went the only non-greasy way.
My way looks really fun too.
What do you mean by that, Brian?
I feel like everyone's gonna just be burning at the end of the day. These two like to see the world on fire. I like to play fair magic.
That's fair. It's a lot of life to burn through. For anyone who doesn't remember what that new Aragorn does, because there's 13 of them, there's 13 different new Aragorns.
This one's like the new replacement to Atraxa. It's another, sorry, not a replacement to Atraxa, but it's another 4-color single pip one like her that opens up so much variety.
Yeah.
Like I like Atraxa because she has all different 4 colors and you can build it so differently. And then when I saw the Aragorn, I was like, do you know what? This is the exact same thing.
Yeah. I kind of had the same thought as well. It's so versatile of a commander.
I think the only other thing in this color is what, like Kianos and Melodus?
It would have to be a partner pairing. Because like I was trying to search up to find another like the same colors as Atraxa. Atraxa's the only one up until I think this set.
This still isn't the same colors as Atraxa, Brian.
No. I know that. I know that. But I think there is one other one.
Okay, yeah.
That got printed as well. That opens up those same colors.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like Brea in that sense too. Brea is a really exciting commander for people. People love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Slothy, do you want to remind everyone what this Aragorn does?
Absolutely. So this Aragorn does. You might need to take a break in between this because there is a lot to it. But this new Aragorn is red, green, white, blue for a 5/5 legendary human noble. When you cast a white spell, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. When you cast a blue spell, scry 2. You cast a red spell, deals 3 damage to target opponent. And whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn.
I like that it included the actual like human stamp on that token.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
human soldier.
Has like Elspeth and the other planeswalkers. It's just create a 1/1 soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really wanted it for my token generation, and I was like, I can't have these ones because I wanted to have that stamp because I wanted it for Trin and Silvar.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you want humans instead of nondescript soldiers.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Need to feed my cat, boys.
Exactly.
I think that number one, having a token generator in the command zone is really strong.
Without a doubt.
I'm happy it's not a token doubler because it would just replace every like it would just become like the new, like if this was kind of like Rith where it had a double your tokens effect in 4 colors, that would be crazy with the amount of treasures and nonsense you could create.
Yeah.
It making 1/1 soldiers makes it a pretty interesting white deck. For once, I think the blue is the worst ability.
Yeah. Compared to all of the others, it just seems not quite there.
Being able to scry on cast is a great ability, but comparatively, it's without question the weakest of all of these, right? You have the ability to make a massive overrun Voltron like commander, right?
Yeah.
You have arguably, I think, one of the best burn commanders ever printed, because you've got the color access that can give you ramp and draw to refill your hand, and you turn every spell into a lightning bolt, which is nuts. Like that's really good. There's a reason I built a burn, right? The burn Aragorn.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, yeah, just the on-cast token generation. You got like an Oketra's Monument almost from the command zone.
I guess like when it comes to blue though, I think the draw would be way too strong on them.
Whenever cast a blue spell, draw.
Yeah, like I don't think that'd be good.
Yeah, but they could have stuffed it in whenever you cast your second blue spell, draw.
Yeah, that's true too.
Or we could kind of go, kind of like opt whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 1, draw a card.
I think
that just seems even more.
That'd be rough. Yeah, like I said, I think it brings a big potential to the table where you can make so many cool different build paths. Like I said, I'm building burn because I'm a monster.
Actually rocked mine last night and it was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, like talk a little bit about the path you went and stuff. We'll go through kind of just some of the cards we like from it. All the deck lists will be there if you want to see how we built it. Slothy built burn too, and I think ours are super different.
So my deck name is Aragorn and Rick because I had the one Rick that just is too good to be in a human deck. The way that I took my Aragorn the Unifier or Uniter is in the way of human travel. The token generation off of the cast just gives me more humans. And then just there's so many great legendary humans that came out of the set. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to build it this way. So really creature heavy for my list. I'm currently sitting with 36 creatures. Yeah. So I guess, do you want me to run through the entire list or?
No, we'll just go through kind of the...
Call it creatures of note?
Yeah,
things of note?
Yeah, just things that you really enjoy from it. I looked through here too as well, and you've got, I think, almost 40 things that are going to trigger the ability for you.
Yeah.
Right, like that's a big amount to be able to... A big amount of token generation.
And I guess I should preface this. I built this deck out of cards, mainly cards from the set. I used the Riders of Rohan as a base, but then from the product that I opened, I grabbed other cards that would just really work well. Like one of the really, where is this? Daniel wants it to be his new commander here. We got Faramir, Prince of Ithilien, 2 a white and a blue at the beginning of your end step. Choose an opponent at the beginning of that player's next end step. You draw a card. If they didn't attack you this turn, otherwise create 3/1/1 human soldier creature tokens. So another item that's going to make me tokens there. The one card that where is it here? It is Theoden, King of Rohan. And I guess I should be mentioning Faramir was a blue and a white spell.
Yeah.
So on the cast, I will get a token and I'll get my scry.
Yeah, I looked through this. You've got a lot that trigger multiple parts of the ability.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. I was like, I want to get the best bang out of my buck. So try to stack up on the double colors and things like that. Theoden, King of Rohan is 1 red and a white. Whenever Theoden or another human enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. So drop Theoden, but that's on a cast, so the token's not to actually trigger him. So I'm just realizing that as well. But that's only a 3-drop creature, so even if you're dropping in another spell after, you're able to get that token, and then you have 2 creatures that have double strike.
Yeah.
There was another one here that makes... Oh, the one creature that I really want to get out is Éomer, King of Rohan. It's 3 red and a white. human noble to 2/2 double strike. King of Rohan enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other human you control. And then when Aramir enters the battlefield, target player becomes the monarch, and Aramir deals damage equal to its power to any target.
That's very cool.
That's pretty good.
So if I am able to actually successfully protect myself, board wipes, they just kind of slowed me down so much last night. There was 2 of them. And it just bogged me. But if I'm able to get this guy out, I could probably do enough damage. I think I had 14 humans. So coming in with 14, dealing 14 damage to something, and then I have a 16/16 double strike.
Oh, it'd be 16 damage, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true too. So and again, like I didn't put in all too much from outside of the set. The main things that I probably added in would be more lockets, key runes, clue stones for my mana ramp. I did add in some spells to ramp me, but not much. And I'm running 34 lands for the deck.
Too many lands.
As a starting point, like I'll refine it over time once I see how it plays. If I run into them too often, I'll definitely be trimming them down as I trim down the costs, or not the cost, but the average CMC of the deck.
I'm seeing in your deck too. You've got Verge Rangers. That's such a cool one.
That came in the pre-con, and yeah, it was just super good. Actually, that was helping me fetch out lands yesterday.
Yeah, that's Human Scout Rogue 3/3 for 3, 2 and a white. First strike, you can look at the top card of your library at any time. That's great knowledge. And as long as an opponent controls more lands than you, you can play lands from the top of your deck. That's great.
Yeah, that's a great card.
The other card that put in a lot of work, which I think you would actually like, Daniel, is Boromir, Gondor's Hope. 2 white and a blue. 3/4. Whenever Boromir, Gondor's Hope enters the battlefield or attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a human or artifact card from among them and put it into your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library.
Yeah, that's solid. That's very solid.
Decent.
So if so what was happening? I had Theoden out. So even if I cast a creature and I got my token, Boromir against double strike. So I'm sending a 3/4 double strike at someone, revealing the top 6 cards, grabbing a human, and then continuing away.
There's a lot of really cool new cards from this new set.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I'm really happy with how it performed. The cards definitely synergized with one another. So I've really enjoyed everything I've seen out of it.
I like your instants and sorcery section. It's very different from what you normally build, Brian.
Because I didn't dabble outside of the Lord of the Rings sets.
Good.
You might actually be able to place.
It looks like ones that I like. No, you might actually not get yourself targeted and killed in turn 4 of the game. I really, really like this Sunset Revelry you put in there. 1 and a white. If an opponent has more life than you, gain 4 life. Great. If an opponent controls more creatures, you create 2/1/1 soldiers, 2/1/1 human creature tokens. And if they have more cards in hand draw, that's a really good 2 mana card.
Actually, the guys actually mentioned that. I did play it yesterday, and they're like, "That's a payoff."
That can do a lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wish that was instant. That'd be really cool, but
Be strong.
Lost to Legend is another one of the new cards. Again, we didn't. The set was so big that we didn't get through the majority of it. Like there's so many uncommons that we didn't get to. Obviously, we couldn't because huge. But Lost to Legend is a great one of them. It's a double white instant. Put target non-land historic permanent into its owner's library, 4th from the top. It's just great to get rid of those artifacts and then people's commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll be honest, my deck really, really involves my commander being in play.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah,
I
right.
can see how it would.
Yeah, if you take Aragorn off the field, that becomes I just have a lot of really junk cards. And if he's on the field, I have a lot of junk cards and Aragorn.
I will say for anyone listening, if you want some really cool Lord of the Rings styled artifacts like your soul rings, arcane signets, and talismans and stuff. The precons actually have really cool artifacts or alt art for them. Like the arcane signets, like like an old fashioned envelope stamp, and things along those lines. The soul ring is, I'm pretty sure it's like a Sauron's eye on one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Even like the Doors of Destinies and stuff like that look really cool. A lot of like kind of magical or fantasy feel to them.
Yeah, I really like this. Looks like a really fun path to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you've got lots of these really cool.
Yeah.
You've got.
I was not. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say you've just got a lot of really cool alt arts in it.
Mm-hmm. I went through all of my like the collector's boxes that I had and found any of like the foily ones that I could swap out with the stuff.
Fair.
And then like the one big card that I added, I didn't want to add like the Mondrak and stuff like that from really far outside of the set. The only thing that I put in to try to help with my token doubling is Anointed Procession.
Fair.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I hope all of you guys at least put in the Flowering White Tree.
I got
Give
you.
your legendary Wade 2/2/1 and Ward 1.
Yeah, and you've got a ton of legendary creatures in here. It's just a good anthem too. Again, 2 mana, 1/1 creatures you control get 1/1 is a good anthem.
The Ward 1 for your commander too. Sometimes like, oh, I only have 1 or 2 mana left, and I tap it out to try to target, and I forget that you have the Ward 1.
Yeah, some ward stuff is really, really difficult to get around. Like Octavia. Octavia is basically impossible to kill once Octavia's out. You know, pay 8.
Saruman is sacrifice a legendary artifact or a legendary creature.
That's gross. A really fun way to get around ward is ward only counters it if you don't pay it. So if you have uncounterable things, then you can still get through.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
because I thought Ward 3 was the target.
No,
you have to pay an additional, or you have to pay that. You have to pay that to target the creature.
No, if you don't pay the ward cost, it's countered.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a spell that can't be countered, then you're okay. That's in what's his name? It's my uncounterable Tygam. Tygam is a deck that specifically can just wreck anything with ward because I still just pay 1 and my spells can't be countered. Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, a fun little tidbit of information on ward because I don't think everyone knows the rules on ward. I thought
it was an additional cost to target.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that it's the additional. I got too many Wilson decks to not know the ward. That's really fun actually. When we were playing the Emperor, Slothy was playing Wilson, and I had to pull up the rules as well to see if ward was a hexproof ability, and it's if an opponent targets. So you can still target your friends with ward if you're playing the 2-headed giant or Emperor kind of styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got slapped in Emperor.
Yeah, right. No, I like this. Is there anything you said you've got a few games of this played so far? Is there anything you feel like it needs?
I got card draw.
You need to draw more.
A lot of the creatures are only like 3-drop creatures, so you really want to be able to get advantage on dropping them. So, and like playing in my group, like Sherman and everyone, house rules, we start 60. Understandably, at 40 life, this deck could probably go a little bit faster against people. Mm-hmm. But not being board wipes really set you back. So being able to draw back into more creatures to protect yourself is really needed sometimes. Or more, like if I dipped out of the set more, heroic intervention, Teferi's protection, things along those lines to keep your creature safe, even fancy boots.
Yeah.
I got no Greaves or anything in here.
I feel like a really good inclusion in your deck would be Angel of Glory's Rise.
Protect all or exile all non-angel creatures.
No, it's 5 double white, 4/6 with Flying Angel. When it enters, you exile all zombies and return all human creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, bring them all back. You board wipe me in my house?
Yeah.
Nah. It looks like you also have a really solid ramp package over here in yours. You've got your Door of Destinies so that you can have that big creature buff. A coat of arms.
That came in the pre-con, which was amazing.
To be honest, all these pre-cons were loaded up with just insane cards.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the pre-con came with, I was amazed by this. It came with the Weathered Wayfarer.
Yeah.
Which I was pretty sure is a pretty pricey card at the time. The older one was, isn't it?
It's been reprinted a few times, so it's not as crazy, but it's still a great inclusion.
Yeah, I was going through and I was like, oh, I can 100% use this.
The only one of the precons I've been able to pick up so far was the elf one, and it didn't play great, the one I played it in. I think it needs work, but its ramp package is phenomenal. So like it ramped real hard. It just needs a little bit of an upgrade. It's a little unfocused in comparison to the food one that I got to see Slothy play.
Yeah. Yeah, the food one was an absolute blast.
Yeah, the food one
That's
puts
my
in work.
next one.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the other cards that I think is really good for even probably in Slothy's build is Rising of the Day, 2 and a red. Creatures you control have haste, and legendary creatures you control get +1/+0.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at what Slothy built here. What do you got going on over here in your Slothy?
A whole bunch of not a whole lot. My list is called Aragorn. And it focuses more on the red ability of Aragorn. It's got things like Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight, City on Fire, Torbran to buff up how much damage I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then other than that, there's a bunch of just really, really cheap creatures in here that's going to get off all those abilities. And things like Gutter Snipe and Electromancer and Archamancer to make things cheaper. Ovika for a big payoff.
Ovika's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said you went with kind of a little bit of a goblin theme too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading it yesterday and I went a more traditional burn route with my first version of it. And then I realized that reading the card explains the card. And any red spell. So I was like, I like creatures.
Anything triggers it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this Radiant Scroll Weaver. Your instants and sorceries having lifelink. Giving Aragorn lifelink because it's Aragorn dealing the damage would also be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go that route in mine, but
yeah, it definitely would be.
Yeah, tell me some of the favorite cards here. What do we got? You got this Witty Roast Master, so every time your creatures enter, you get the ETB damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of my favorite creatures, like you mentioned, this Radiant Scroll Wielder. You open up so I can read you.
Oh, you've got triple Niv Mizzet. I like that too.
Yeah.
I want to build triple Niv Mizzet as a commander. It just looks fun.
It's super fun. I've also got like Curiosity in there for Niv Mizzet.
Oh, you got a little combo in there? Okay.
A little bit, yeah. Skull Clamp for some card draw.
Ooh, I didn't even think of Skull Clamp with the ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, having 1/1 creatures that just enter and throwing them away with Skull Clamp, that's actually a really good inclusion.
Yeah, that sounds like a great one.
Yeah, you need card
that would
draw,
help me with my card draw. You solved my deck's problem.
I did throw in Flowering of the White Tree.
Good card.
Just after Brian mentioned it.
Nice.
Went down to the proper number of lands, being 32.
Let's go.
Let me refresh this then.
Yeah, it's from the little bit of playtesting I've done, it's super fun. It gets going really quick. It's got things like Sulfim um, to do double damage as well. Um, yeah,
I like your Burgie
very
too. Whenever you cast your spell, you get your extra red
yeah.
to just kind of keep feeding the. Because a lot of these are really low cost goblin kind of things, right?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And for that reason, kind of in particular, I threw in the Underworld Breach, just because once I go through and get rid of all my goblins and my spells and whatnot, there's really not much I can do. Like in the way of getting Aragorn to trigger.
Yeah.
So throwing in Underworld Breach kind of fixed that a little bit for me, I think.
I mean, your enchantments too, and your Court of Ire is also interesting. Your 3 double red. Whenever it enters, you become the Monarch. I love the Monarch ability. Just get more draw going at the table. Beginning of your upkeep, Court of Ire deals 2 damage to any target. If you're the Monarch, it deals 7 damage to that player or permanent instead. That's wicked.
7 times 3 with City on Fire.
Yeah, you've got your City on Fire too, and you actually have the good way to get it out instead of raw casting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 mana.
I didn't even think about the Convoke.
Yeah, right? You can get that
Yeah,
out real easy.
really quickly.
That's a problem.
And yeah, I got Sunforger in here too to help me find some of the spells that I need.
You're not super instant or sorcery heavy in this either.
I'm not.
It's very, very interesting how both of you built in this commander. I like it.
He definitely has 100% more than I do.
Oh, absolutely.
I just going through your instant list here too. Like the Offer You Can't Refuse. I am in love with that card.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah, one thing that I really, really like about this commander is that even though I went more of a burn style, I think most of the pips in here are blue or red and white, but you can still have all of that interaction that you would like from blue.
Yeah.
Which makes me really happy because
13% white, 15% blue, 57% red, 16% green, and then 18% colorless.
yeah, yes, seems about right.
You got really solid ramp in here too. Oh, and you've also got your Chandra's Ignition, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
With how big Aragorn can get from just offhanded green spells, Chandra's Ignition can kill the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a silly card.
I really like that decanter of endless water. I need to get some of those.
The Decanter is such a good card. I find that in like every deck that I play now.
It's a really good rock.
Obviously, the Krenko's command, stuff like that, to just keep on ramping out your gobos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'd say we got a minute or two. Talk about some of your goblins. What ones did you put in here? You got Squee. I love Squee.
Yeah, I've got Squee.
I'll read the Squee here. The dubious one. I'll read the dubious monarch one. The 2 and red. Goblin Noble 2/2 haste. Whenever Squee attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin that's tapped and attacking. I love it. And you can cast Squee Dubious Monarch from your graveyard by paying 3 and a red and exiling 4 other cards. It's kind of just got that escape, but it gives you something that you can keep pumping out that red card with you if you need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's also the Squee Goblin Nabob, which is one that I was really excited to put in this deck. It's 2 in a red. It's a 1/1 legendary goblin. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return Squee from your graveyard to your hand. So you can just repeatedly cast him, get the 3 damage off, sacrifice him to Skull Clamp, draw 2 cards, and then repeat every turn.
Yeah, something that keeps coming back. That's nice.
Then if you've got your City on Fire and all that, it ends up being quite costly for everybody else.
I love the flavor text on this guy.
Which one?
Some goblins are expendable. Some are impossible to get rid of. But he's both at the same time.
Yeah. I love Squee. You've got some cool in your instant section too. Before we go back to your goblins, you've got some cool things that'll trigger both abilities, like the Atarka's command kind of thing. One red, one green. Choose 2 your opponents can't gain life. That's really good. 3 damage to each opponent, so that's for the 2 as well. Like you're already going to be able to get target creature gets +4/+4 and a lightning bolt off, and then you get land ramp, 3 more damage, can't gain life, or creatures get 1/1 and gain reach. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it's very, very versatile card. And like you said, it can pump something and deal damage at the same time already.
Yeah.
I kind of like that for my version because none of them really have reach, or I don't have any flying.
Yeah, fair.
Just even though you can put a land from your hand into play is a great ability.
Absolutely.
I like the Arlen Atarka's command too. Back to these goblins. What else do you got on here?
One that I find is very, very crucial is Goblin Shurgen. It's 1 red for a 0/2 goblin. Pay 0, sacrifice a goblin to regenerate target creature.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like Ovika or Niv-Mizzet, Gisela are probably going to be targets of removal. I would think probably Gisela most of all in this one. But being able to just regenerate it quickly for the cost of a 1/1 goblin token.
True.
For free is absolutely incredible.
Gisela
I'm loving this art.
Yeah, Gisela turning all of your things into like a 6 mana, a double lightning bolt is scary.
Yeah, definitely.
There was I was really considering going down a path similar to this Gisela one where I just played all of the nonsense of like Zozu the Punisher, Mana Barbs, just like a hatred-filled Aragorn deck. I thought it'd be really funny.
I had Mana Barbs in here at one point.
Yeah.
Your deck would be like Aragorn joins Sauron.
Yeah. Aragorn.
That's a neat way of doing it though.
Yeah.
Because like that's my chaos kind of with like Mogus and stuff like that. I dig it. I dig it, Dan.
Well, and I also love the fact that you can, generally speaking, in a deck with that theme, right? When you're playing annoying stuff, you have nothing to block because you're playing your annoying stuff. So at least this way you can trigger a few life gain. You can scry yourself. The nice thing is that you have like minus the you can't go with all the annoying like Rakdos kind of cards, right?
Yep.
So you can't go like your Havoc Festivals, but you can still do really obnoxious burn and chaos things in these colors.
Absolutely, you can.
And like
I'm just thinking of Aragorn enchantments now.
Yeah, enchantments would be a great one for this. I just think it's really, really funny to sit down. That's why I like commanders like this, right? Because you don't know what you're gonna get, right? Like again, if you're sitting down with Brian's and you're getting a human tribal, and then the next one you sit down with is like full of just like annoying stuff, like a forced fruition, every time you draw cards, like Psychosis Crawler kind of stuff. It's again, you can making this a draw commander would still be good because you're going to be able to scry to all those really, really annoying cards so fast.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would also put in that like confusion in the ranks because you get so many creature token generation that it's really easy to just keep Aragorn all the time anyways. I
think you would even be able to do a really good just token doubling deck or like throw in Adrix and Nev and every other token doubler into this guy. As
a raw token deck, yes, you have the ability to have your commander generate tokens for you already is really good.
And it's all you can have, and it allows you all the colors of token doubling.
The fact that green is stuffed into this card, the fact that you can put your ramp in for every annoying archetype you want, right? You couldn't without like the list we just looked at with your human treble, right? Without the access to green that you were able to ramp with, it's going to be so much harder to color fix and get all these like big legendary creatures out, right? But with that out, you can go so hard into such a cool kind, right? The same with this one. If this was just if this didn't have green, right, you wouldn't be running stuff like your Gisela, your triple color Niv Mizzet Euro V, because those are really expensive cards to actually get into play.
Yeah.
But when
that's why I didn't want to go with like the Riders of Rohan commander.
Because it just was so hit or miss.
It didn't have green.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, access to green.
It was red, white, blue.
The thing that breaks my heart is I can't put the World Tree in this.
Yeah, true.
The World Tree being in this would really color fix this deck for sure. Oh, with the other thing I was going to say as well, this is no Golos, obviously, but
No.
with how many gates that they've remade, you could also make a gates version of this deck pretty easily.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like you essentially have like the ability, like combat tricks would also be really, really fun. I was going to build a combat tricks one similar to my like Tan of the Bloodsower, where I cast things like Berserk, where it like doubles the creature's power. So it like a Berserk would put Aragorn to 18 alone. You know, that I feel like would be pretty rough. As well, you can do a lot of fun things. I started building, like I said, the combat tricks version, and it has a lot of the end the turn or take an extra turn you lose stuff. Like what's the one? Last Chance for Glory or something like that?
Ori's Rise?
No, it's
I have no idea.
It's whatever. It's one white, one red. Your creatures become indestructible. You take an extra turn after this, and you lose at the end of that turn.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, having a commander that can so easily get to 21 damage is rough. Because what is it? It's 4 spells or 5 spells?
He's a 5/5 on his own, so even like 1 goes to 9.
4 spells.
Yeah, so 4 green spells in a turn will get Aragorn to lethal commander damage if none of those spells give you extra, like if none of those spells give you +1/+1 or +2/+2 and stuff. So yeah, but
I might build Aragorn as a Voltron commander.
That could be fun.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Just because, you got the red and the white, which are the red, white, and green, which are the best Voltron colors.
Yep.
And like
then you have blue for all your counter magic.
Exactly. You can just cast a bunch of really cheap green cantrips and then just steamroll everybody.
Well, and if you're going that route too, you can do the annoying stuff like a single combat where you destroy all creatures but your commanders and stuff, and people can't cast creatures to the next spell. And then you've got to just try like tank Aragorn to the face. That, again, like I said, that ability to pump it so fast and so aggressively. A giant growth gives this +7/+7.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you look at it that way, like the fact that a giant growth can make Aragorn, what's that, a 12/12?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then literally a 12/12 and anything that's target creature gets double strike. Like you could 3 mana blitz kill someone if they don't have a blocker. And you have access to blue, so you have every annoying, like very, very like target creature can't be blocked this turn spell, like slip through and stuff.
Yeah.
Rose.
Should we build 6 more Aragorn decks?
Absolutely.
Right?
Dibs on enchantments.
Enchantments Aragorn would be cool. I think like group hug Aragorn would also be funny.
Yeah, and you would be able to have your defenders because if you're playing white spells, you're getting your tokens.
Yeah.
A cleric's version of this too could also be really fun.
A lot of human clerics too.
Yeah. But just the fact that like the fortress kind of deck, right? Where you have, because you could put all of the really annoying like light minefield stuff where whenever things attack, they take damage, all of your like crazy pillow fort stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the paths of Aragorns. Did you want to mention any of your other ones before we move to this?
Yeah, just the 2 planeswalkers here, because I think both fit very well into this deck. The first one, Chandra Torch of Defiance. 2 double red, 4 loyalty. +1 exile top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, deals 2 damage to each opponent. +1, you can add double red. -3, deals 4 damage to target creature. And the -7, which is the one that I'm really excited about, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target.
That's disgusting. Every time you cast one red spell, then you're just blasting people for 8 mana or for 8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Life gain this.
Then if you've got your city on fire, that's 24.
Huh.
I'm just gonna keep saying grosser scenarios because I want to see how contorted Brian's face can get as I'm saying this.
Incinerated out of nowhere sounds so much fun.
I like your goblin anachromancer too, that just gives you that reduction.
Yeah.
I didn't put any reduction in mine. Who needs it, right?
Fair enough.
I think it's really fun as well that all of us have started building so aggressively with the like the signets, the fell war stones. Like we've all moved away from like the faster mana on our higher power stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have no time for it. I want to have some fun magic and just see how weird janky stuff works sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The last one that I wanted to mention is the Wanderer. 3 and a white, 5 loyalty. Prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to you and other permanents you control.
Get out of here.
Good luck.
Leave.
Against me.
Yeah, so if you can like freely blasphemous act the board kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gross. And other permanents. I need to add this thing in here.
It's such a good card.
Ram does that too, right? Where is it? Yeah, Ram Karolos is if a spell would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, prevent it. And then if a spell would
that's a
deal damage,
human.
It is a human.
Ow.
And if a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, deals that much +1. Solid.
Oh, buddy, we're grabbing that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, clean fun.
I'm gonna be at Ogres tomorrow. That's
that's a cool one.
But yeah,
and it's flying.
That does fix your
one flying blocker.
That's all you need.
Is it a stork horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Solid though, right?
Yeah, it is solid.
Let me get back to my screen here. There we go. Let's talk about mine.
Yeah.
My Aragorn is built a little different than your guys' Aragorn. It's full of
a lot of instance.
Yeah, it's full of cards most people don't see very often. My ramp section's real basic. You've got that Firemind Vessel for the 4 mana. It enters tapped. You get 2 different colors. I really like that color fixing. It's like one of my favorite rocks for a more colorful deck. You got your normal Signet Commander Sphere, which I think is good. The deck wouldn't be my deck if it didn't have a Howling Mine. So
yeah, that's very true. Yeah, actually,
we gotta put that Howling Mine. Yeah, every deck should include Soul Ring and Howling Mine. Howling Mine gets the game going. I actually put in for this one both Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot. And I never protect the commander, but this deck is, again, I cannot stress this enough, terrible without the commander. It's not good. This one really relies on the commander.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got, a few talismans, our Swiftfoots. Then we go into our creature section, which is pretty not exciting.
Pretty basic.
We've got Sakashima, because I'm not happy with just 3 damage. I want a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of damage or a lot of token generation, whatever way we want to go with it.
I like those actually.
Yeah, so we get our Sakashima. We get double Aragorn. Technically, Sakashima is a human. You should run it.
Oh my god.
It is a human rogue, yeah.
After you add Rem, then you can have 2 flying blockers.
Yeah, the minute I saw these abilities, I was like, well, obviously this has to get like Sakashima and Spark doubled. So Spark double's in here too. Because for anyone who can do very simple math like me, that just makes every green spell I cast, target creature gets +12/+12. You know? Or every red spell I cast, 9 damage.
Yeah, I love how you started off with the green mana. What's this deck called, Dan?
What? This is Aragorn.
Yeah,
oh no, Burn Regorn. Slothy's is
there we go.
Aragorn, Bernragorn.
Twins.
Yeah.
I
I put Torbran in because, and Slothy also had Torbran. Great inclusion. It's your 1 triple red for a dwarf noble 2/4. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent they control, it deals that much +2. So 5 damage every time. That's gross. And then Sulfin, because yes, of course, with how accessible that extra one is and the ability to make it so indestructible, it's good.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah,
an indestructible blocker, phenomenal. But having an indestructible blocker that doubles your non-combat damage, yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, we'll do my instants and sorceries in a sec. There's a lot of them, which is unusual for me, which is why I was enjoying so much that you guys went so differently.
This is the most I've ever seen in this area.
We play around a little. Number 1 enchantment wise, we've got canopy cover because again, if people are playing life game, that's fine. Sometimes you can't burn through their life, but you can smash them in the face. And canopy cover is 1 of the green enchant creature that can't be blocked except for creatures with flying and reach, which really is rough. And it can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Again, protecting Aragorn. We have the same City on Fire and that Slothy was running, as well as Fiery Emancipation. I like that triple damage a lot.
Yeah.
We also have Gratuitous Violence, though. 2 triple red. If a creature you control deal damage to a permanent or player, deals double. That's another great one. We both had the Fiery Inscription as well because
I was just about to say I really like that including that one.
it's a really, really budget piece, 35 cents. 2 in a red. When it enters, the ring tempts you. Don't care about that. We'll be tempted later. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, 2 damage to each opponent. that's a lot. That's really that's turning a lightning bolt into 3 damage, then 3 damage from Aragorn, and then 6 damage, right? Like, so your 1 mana is turning into 12 damage overall. You're really spreading it out.
I believe the first ring tempts you, gives your creature basically unblockable unless they have a ring bearer as well.
Well, maybe. Is
it unless they have a ring bearer? Or is it unless they've got something?
Is it they can't
yeah,
be blocked by creatures with less power? Is that right? Or is it more power?
I think it's more.
Okay, more would make sense. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh yeah, Aragorn's the ring bearer and he smashes you. I skipped one earlier because I included a lot of these hybrid manas because this is a blue and a red card that's going to trigger both. Cloud of the Dominus is 1 either blue or red. Enchant creature, as long as enchanted creature is blue, it gets 1/1 in Shroud. Phenomenal. And as long as it's red, it gets 1/1 in Haste. So this is going to trigger a lightning bolt. It's going to trigger a Scry 2 +2 Shroud and Haste.
You guys were right. The ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power.
Greater power? Okay, yeah, that's not going to be a problem with Aragorn. We've got our double vision for our extra, like I have a lot of instant sorcery. You got to have a little copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Prismatic Omen, because mana fixing in a deck like this when I can't just go fetch the World Tree hurts my feelings. So Prismatic Omen is good. Rites of Flourishing, because even when I'm trying to burn everyone to death, burn them in the fires of my hatred, I still have to have a little group hug, a little play around. That
you don't
just
want to be a threat.
Yeah, the extra. Yeah, exactly. You just did 18 damage to me. Yeah, but you got to draw 2 cards. Come on.
You draw 2 cards and put an extra land into play.
Right? Yeah. I love that one. We've got Shielding Plaques again, another hybrid one, which is going to trigger both of these things. It's a green, it's a blue, so it'll +4/+4 on cast, scry 2 on cast, enters, draw a card, and enchanted creature can't be the target of spells or abilities. Again, I cannot stress how important it is that Aragorn is on the battlefield.
I like this.
What, shielding?
Yeah.
Nice. Then we go into my just monster. Let's do my sorceries, actually. We'll go with those because my instant section is just all messed up. We have our pseudo lightning bolt which is Ancestral Anger. 1 red, target creature gains trample, gets XO, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard, and draw a card. This can be the overrun you need to commander damage kill people. But at worst, it's just you're just turning it into a pseudo lightning bolt that gives you a draw card.
The trample, yes. Mm-hmm. I like the draw card stapled to that.
Right. We have Breaking Point, a card no one plays. 1 double red.
I have not heard of this card in years.
Any player can have Breaking Point deal 6 damage to him or her. If no one does, you destroy all creatures, and creatures can't be regenerated this way. So this is, if somebody wants to keep all creatures around, they're taking 6 followed by the 3 lightning bolt to the face. So they're taking 9 to protect creatures. We also have our Browbeat, 2 in a red. Any player can have Browbeat deal 5 damage to them. If no one does, that player, a target player draws 3 cards.
So I'm liking some of these cards. I need to get that card draw.
Yeah, well, and this is just so fun, right? To be able to, again, 8 damage where I draw 3 cards. Give me my red card draw, please. We have our normal ramp, like Circuitous Route, Cultivate, Echo of Eons to reset our deck.
Yep.
Twice. End the Festivities, a very fun card with Aragorn's ability. Again, another 1 red. 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control. So we're going to power wipe Brian's soldiers if he doesn't have that Flowering of the White Tree out. And we've got a Lightning Bolt, and we've got 3 extra damage. We get there.
I'm liking that.
I really packed a lot of these things in, and I'm basing all of what I play on Aragorn being on the field. Mm-hmm. And then it just gets exponentially better the more Aragorns are on the field, like with that Sakashima and that other one. So Expressive Iteration, again, is going to be a Scry 2, Lightning Bolt, followed by, look at the top 3 cards of your library, 1 into your hand, 1 on the bottom, and exile 1, and you can play the exiled. So a lot of times I'm searching for a land to exile so I can get that land out. I'm getting a draw. I'm getting a extra Scry. You're really able to dig with this.
Yeah, definitely.
We have Faithless Lightning Bolt. Without the terrible art, I can't play this card without talking about how much I dislike the other art. It's 1 red. You draw 2 cards.
How many years has gone by now?
Yeah, right. Strixhaven was a while ago, and I'm still in my feelings about it. Again, your faithless Lightning Bolt. I get too excited with this list. You draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and it's got flashback, so we can do it again. Inspired Ultimatum, a really, really cool card in here because we've got our creature generation, Lightning Bolt, Scry in the cost, followed by target player gains 5 life, 5 damage to any target. So again, we've got 8 on our cast and a 5 card draw.
That's really decent.
Right? We've got
I like that.
We've got all of our exile target card that's an instant source from your grave. For each card, you may exile it and cast it. So we've got the overload to recast all of these, which can be an out of the blue, like you have wronged me and now it's time to die, like smash people card. You know what I mean? I cast 30 red instants and sorceries, and I just crush you.
I'm going to
90 damage.
All of the extra damage at you.
Yeah. We also have Passive Flames, giving all our instants and sorceries in the grave flashback, and the flashback cost equal to their mana. So
everything's been super cheap so far,
right? Mm-hmm. This is actually a fairly budget-ish deck. There's some expensive things, but it's still around. You could cut the budget down for sure. We have Rampant Growth. I just have to talk about it because of how much I love this artwork.
It's so good.
Of the plant life, just like overgrowing it. Nature grows solutions to its problems. I'm in love with it. It's one of my favorite artworks in Magic. Mm-hmm. Attempt with Discovery, because again, I need to get some of these cards out. Right? We really need it. Windfall to again refill our hands against people. And now let's get into the.
You should get invest in a Winds of Change there, Dan.
A lot of times I'm not going to have any cards in my hand is the problem.
You should.
I guess so too.
You should just put a Wheel of Fortune in here and get that 3 damage off.
Let's go. Wheel of Lightning Bolt.
Exactly.
Okay, so now here's my
Wheel of Miss Lightning Bolt.
Again, first off, this is very funny that the fact that I finally have an instant section in a deck. And that it's not good is hilarious to me. It's not, because I can't get over how not good this is, especially if Aragorn's out. This is a very bad. If Aragorn is out of play or stopped, this is a very, very bad deck. Arcane Infusion is 1 and a red. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Reveal an instant or sorcery from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. That's great. We've got Lightning Bolt. We've got Scry, and then we get to look through 4 more. So we got to look through 6 cards essentially to try find our next one we're going to do with flashback to recast. Mm-hmm. We have Blazing
flashback in here.
Yeah, a lot. Well, I want to recast them, right?
Yeah.
We also have Blazing Salvo, a very, very efficient removal in this kind of deck because, again, 1 red, 3 damage to target creature. So anything that's problematic, we're going to blow that creature off the board with a lightning bolt. And if they don't want that creature to die, they're going to take another 5 damage.
And realistically, too, if it's a problem creature, they can just take the 5. Oh, no, that is target opponent. Never mind.
Yeah, right?
I was going to say, just deal 3 to it anyway.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? So, like, if you get your commander out and stuff, right, and it's a small enough commander that I can kill it, right? 5 damage isn't that much in commander, but 8 is. But 8 is a lot of damage to take to the face for 1 red mana.
8 is almost a quarter.
8 is a fifth of your life total.
Yeah, right. We have Boros Charm. Slothy also had that one, which is, again, the way I'm looking at it, a lightning bolt, a creature generation, and then to me it's going to be 4 more damage. So a lightning bolt for a 7 damage, create a token for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shatter's Pyro Helix, 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. So again, just a 5 damage lightning bolt for 2.
Yeah.
Chaos Warp because you got to. You just
Obviously.
gotta Chaos Warp some things.
Now that I've dealt with your little toys, I can focus on the real problem.
Which one's that one? Oh, the Chandra's? Yeah. Chandra to Dovin, yeah. We also have Electrolyze. 1 blue, 1 red. 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 target creatures and or players and draw a card. So you can remove something small and annoying or 2 small elves kind of thing, like hit someone's Priest of Titania as they're trying to bounce it, a Birds of Paradise, that kind of thing. Again, you're getting a Scry 2 Lightning Bolt, draw a card as well, stuffed into it.
Yeah.
Foundry Helix is another one that I'm trying to just turn into a Mega Bolt. 1 red, 1 white. As an additional cost, you sack a permanent. Deals 4 damage to any target. If the sack permanent was an artifact, you gain 4 life as well. But again, all of these things, being able to 3 mana, 7 damage something, it is a problem. You can't just take 7 and 8 damage to the face repeatedly. It's going to add up real quick, right? And anyone who's ever played with me or watched any of the YouTube videos we put up knows very well that I hold a grudge. All of this burn is coming at one person if they've wronged me in the night, maybe even last week.
Thankfully,
Brian.
Yeah, right. We also have this Galvanic Iteration, which is very cool. 1 red, 1 blue. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets, and you can flash it back, which is really, really fun.
Yeah.
So, like, you can actually really get this storm thing going, right?
Basically, if you hit someone with 3 to 4 of these spells, they're sitting with anywhere from probably like 7 to 2 life.
Well, again, let's even just look at Galvanic Iteration and me casting a Lightning Bolt, right? So Galvanic Iteration is already going to 3 damage. I scry 2 to dig for a new card. Then the Lightning Bolt's going to hit. That's going to be another 3 damage, so 6 with Aragorn, and then 6 with the Lightning Bolt. That's 9 damage, and then there's another Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean? We're able to turn 3 mana into 12 damage in this deck with not good cards. With a Lightning Bolt, we're able to 1 card more than quarter health 2 cards, sorry, more than quarter health people. What's the word I'm looking for? Anything that has like a reverberate, stuff like that, that'd be great to stuff under the Isochron Scepter in a deck like this, the way I'm playing.
Yeah.
But I'm out Isochron Scepters, so what do you do, right? We also have now a fun way to play, Ionize. So 1 red, 1 blue. Counter target spell, Ionize deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. Hilarious. You've annoyed me. I'm going to blast you in the face for 5 and counter and scry 2.
What are you running counter spells? You shouldn't be running counter spells. Who are you? What have you done with her, Daniel?
I learned about this thing in the game you can do called Instantes. Yeah. It's crazy. You can stop people from doing the things. I'm normally the problem that has to be countered. But again, this is if someone's trying to play something that annoys me, like a Cyclonic Rift or something, the fact that I can counter it and 5 damage them in the face does make me very happy.
You actually have a response that you can do for people?
Well, yeah, and then the same thing, our Jeskai Charm again. 1, so a blue, a red, a white. We get a creature, a scry, a lightning bolt, and then we choose one. We can put an annoying creature back on top of its owner's library. 4 damage to target opponents or planeswalker, which is what I'm doing, obviously. Everyone knows that. Or creatures you control get 1/1 in lifelink until end of turn. Also pretty good. We have the ever mentioned lightning bolt.
Wait, what does that one do?
Yeah, right.
No way.
The version of mine is the bear one from the secret lair. That's the one it should be.
The bear one?
Oh yeah, I don't have that one right now.
I'll change it over to the right one so anyone who ever actually looks. Do secret lair drop. I think it's 84. It is 84. That's how well I know the bear one. All right, there we go.
See if I can find it for you.
Oh, I got it there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brian looks from a different list than us. We have our lightning helix again as well. 1 red, 1 white. 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life, which is again soldier token, double lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that
life gain.
bear getting superpowers?
I don't know. Something's going on with that bear. We've got our lightning strike, which is just expensive lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Expensive lightning is what?
But if you really think about it, though, you're getting twice as much damage than you would a standard lightning bolt usually.
It's true. We have mind swipe
2 for the price of 1.
again. Another way to do what I want to do in this deck: X, 1 blue, 1 red, counter target spell unless they pay X and X damage to that spell's controller.
Woof.
And we got a lot of ramp in this. We got a lot of ramp, and that the lightning bolt is coming. If I'm countering your spell, trust me, that lightning bolt damage is coming to you.
You're playing 2 counter spells in this.
That's all you need. That's all you
Are
need.
you okay?
Right? We've got play with fire. Deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt this way, scry 1. So again, just lightning bolt plus 2 with scry. Scrying bolt.
Scrying bolt.
Prismari Command, which is a phenomenal card and should be reprinted for sure. 1/1 blue 1. I love Strixhaven. 1/1 blue 1 red. Choose 2. 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, discard 2 cards, destroy target artifact. Target player creates a treasure token. I'm obviously going to choose the 2 damage and turn this into a 5 damage lightning bolt. But a lot of times as well, I'm going to either destroy an artifact that's annoying me or get card draw.
Yeah.
Which is very good because I can scry to see what I need is what I'm looking for up top. No, let's throw it to the bottom and hope for something well, or, oh yeah, that's what I want. Reverberate, it's just a lightning bolt with a copy.
Yeah.
We got risk factor. Again, I'm more in depth on mine with these. Target opponent may have risk factor, deal 4 damage to them. If that player doesn't, you draw 3 cards. I really, really like this option of politics by force with this. I before I cast this card, I'm gonna do some damage to you unless I can draw some cards. If you don't mess with my card, I will do it to Slothy. But if you do, again, that's 7 damage you're taking, and it's got jumpstart. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it right to your face twice. So 14 damage for 6 mana. And that's, again, all of these minimums are assuming that I haven't drawn a single doubler. I don't have a spark double out, which is only 4 mana in a very ramp heavy deck. You don't want this. You don't want this smoke.
I'm thinking of I would be a very bad person. I put Mindcrank in here.
Mindcrank could be fun. A lot of mill. I don't like those cards. They get you, as you know, Brian. They get you hated on real hard. We have Sacred Fire Lightning Bolt. It's 1 red, 1 white. I should just alter every card to also say Lightning Bolt in this deck.
Sacred Firebolt.
Yeah. It's 1 red, 1 white. So again, Lightning Bolt, creature generation, 2 damage to any target. You gain 2 life with the flashback. Seismic Wave, 2 damage to any target and 1 damage to each non-creature artifact target opponent controls. So again, a nice sweep for little tokens.
Yeah.
We have our budget Lightning Bolt, which is shock. Teach by example, which is really cool because of the hybrid costs. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery, you copy it, which is again going to trigger our scry and our Lightning Bolt. Another copy spell 1 because that's who I am. We have a 33rd land that's disguised as an instant, which is putting a number of cards from your hand on the bottom and draw that many +1. Pretty good. And then Wild Magic Surge because I can't get enough of it. But yeah, I really, really like the path I went. I think there's a lot of very unique cards that are not played in Commander in this.
Definitely, yeah.
And let me tell you, this cannot be a good deck without Aragorn on the battlefield. Somebody wants to, you could really wreck my entire game plan by Darksteel mutationing this bad boy one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You come packing a Kenrith transformation and I'm packing up. Right? Like it's just I don't really have
Turn into a 0/1 indestructible, don't worry.
Yeah, well that's at least Kenrith's transformation. I can lightning bolt it myself. But no, I just it was really fun to be able to play with all of these strange instants and stuff, right? Like even like I said, that ancestral anger where we can 1 mana give trample and draw a card is really fun. There is actually still a lot of green cards in the deck, a lot of green ramp.
Yeah.
So we do have that ability to get our commander where it needs to be, especially with a Mizzix Mastery. What's really fun about that is we ideally want to cast all our ramp early game and like curve out so nicely, right? But hitting that Mizzix Mastery and just being able to, again, if it tempt with Discovery, Rampant Growth, Farseek, Cultivates, that's my 4 spells for Aragorn alone.
Mm-hmm.
So
plus whatever's in your hand.
But that's what I mean. You might not even think that's a threat for Aragorn, and then all of a sudden I overload that, I get my extra ramp, and I just blast someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, these all these deck lists will be in the episode description. I'd also love if people. I'm the most personally active on our Instagram, so if you want to send me Aragorn deck lists or like suggestions and stuff like that, I love to see what people would build because I liked all 3 of these lists. Obviously, I like the one I built because that's who I am. But like the human tribal is super cool. The burn path, again, we both went burn paths, but the burn path where you're creature heavy with goblins, that's really fun. Like Aragorn leads the goblins is a cool deck idea.
Yeah.
Both of you went to the dark side.
Goblagorn.
They're taking the goblins to Isengard.
Yeah, see? That was in the movie, right, Brian?
No.
Your
not
face.
Aragorn.
Your
Not
face, Brian,
Aragorn.
No, it wasn't
your face
Aragorn.
It wasn't Aragorn doing it.
Yeah.
What?
That's me every time I say anything lore inaccurate about Lord of the Rings. Everyone's like, it's actually not like that. No one has a sense of humor when you say things are wrong.
Flips table.
Yeah. I was joking at the event and stuff. Someone played one of the Ent cards, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like that was crazy that those like the trees were trying to kill Frodo. He's so small." They got so mad. It looked like they raised their blood pressure by 300 when I said that. I was just joking around and stuff. I was like, "Yeah, when those Ents were trying to kill Frodo and Sam, that didn't happen."
Oh, it was a joke. It was a joke.
We have a little fun. I was going on with it too a little bit. I was like, I'm pretty sure that happened. Like, are you remembering the right one? It was good.
I remember the Evil Dead one where the tree was pulling on their lady.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, let us know like what you think of these decks and stuff. I had a lot of fun. This one, I normally don't like theory build something before I actually build it, but I started actually pulling the cards out for this halfway through the list. I was like, okay, well, I have all these junk uncommons. I'm going to build this for sure.
Daniel mentioned it Thursday night. We're building this, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. You can really slim it down if you take out like the fiery emancipation kind of stuff. Like that's like $25.
Yeah, that was kind of the big cut that I made to mine.
Right.
For budget wise.
Mine's the Rick, I think.
Sakashima is like another one that's kind of expensive, but again, I want that Sakashima.
Fair.
Yeah, having multiple copies of something that triggers so many things, right? You could also do
it's
a
on
pretty
cast, like it's so good.
Yeah.
Even if they counter, you're still getting it.
You could have gone pretty aggressively as well into a more token-based thing that's running like a Clone Legion, create a token of target copy. Those kind of spells, like the one makes a copy, but it's a 1/1 frog instead. Creaking counterpart, I think. Croaking counterpart.
Croaking counterpart.
Yeah. Like stuff like that is really, really cool in a deck like this. I just want more Aragorns. Like I said,
even if you
turning a Farseek into +12/+12 is disgusting.
Like it just the abilities on this guy are too good, and yeah, like as soon as you're like, okay, yeah, we want to see how we'll all build this guy. I was like, all right, and I read him again, and I was like, okay, I know what I want to do.
It's a pretty insane toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, let me know. This will be up on YouTube as well. And if you check stuff out on YouTube, leave it in comments what I should have put in. And I do like to see when people tell me that my decks aren't good. I get that. I understand that it could be built better, but this is fun.
Please agree with me that they're both bad people. Burning people.
I really, really like the Cloud of the Dominus. That's actually such a cool card that I want to start running more in decks that have the Is It?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such good protection. Especially, I think I'm going to build like triple Niv Mizzet.
You should. It's a very fun deck to play.
Well, yeah, it's such a solid like draw engine. You got damage, just a color fixing problem. But again, that's okay. Oh no, yeah. I should actually run proper cards to draw and maybe more than 32 lands.
Screw that.
Grow up, you guys. Huh?
He's unbuildable if you have to do that. Don't do it.
Yeah, if I've got to run more than 33 lands, I'll just throw it in the garbage.
Exactly. Not even worth it.
Yeah. Get it out of here. Which is my outro button. It's been so long. All right. Thank you everyone for actually tuning in and listening. It's really, really fun to build these things. Let us know what you would think. I really like when we all build the same commander and you can see how diverse it is, because Magic's such a personal game, right? You play with what the card inspires you to do. So I think it's really, really fun to see like what my friends especially would build. Let me know how you would build it. All of our stuff you can find on the Instagram, or not Instagram, on our website, but also Instagram. I put lots up. The website's into99.com. We got lots of cool stuff, lots of really, really cool articles. If you want to support us, like, share, subscribe. That always really helps out. Tell your friends to check it out. Even have this conversation with them. How would you build the Aragorn, right? I think those are fun. If you want to go above and beyond that, we do have a Patreon. You can join for pretty much nothing. Come hang out with us. Nice way to chat and talk deck building. I build non-stop decks because I am an addict when it comes to deck building. So yeah, it's a great way to do that. We're going to be doing Patreon streams, lots of stuff. The Edmonton event was really, really busy. So lots of cool gameplay with people are coming out soon. I just finished editing the first like 2 of them. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and everyone have a great rest of your day.
Peace.
See ya.
We're just gonna let it roll for a second. I like that song. We'll get there. I want to start doing giveaways at the very end and stuff. People who listen like right through the song.
Yep.
Yeah. Be like, also text me and you get your free Wheel of Fortune or something. We'll do a cool giveaway that way. At Bride's face. Song's done.